If you love God, love people, and love real estate, and you want to merge it all together, welcome to our show, because I'm Derrick.
And I'm Shay.
And we teach people how to take a regular residential property and take people from homeless to hopeful. And we call them independent living facilities. Thank y'all so much for being here. We're super excited. You guys got a lot of choices of where you could be, but we're glad you're here. Shay, again, just tell the people again who you are, what you do, how long you've been in it. And one more time, what is an ILF? What is an independent living facility?
Yeah, so I'm Shay Forston, founder and president of the Angela Denise Foundation, 501c3 nonprofit organization, where I literally have independent living facilities under the nonprofit model. What is an independent living facility, you ask? I'm glad you asked. So I'm going to give you the answer. So it is a housing model which allows adults that are able to live and thrive, meaning they don't need no assistance, they don't need no medical oversight, they don't need nobody to feed them, do medication management, none of that. It is just a shared living accommodation where grown people can come together, create community, and reestablish life. Right? It may be because they have a lapse in income, or they have a mental health diagnosis. It may be people that are just elderly, lost a spouse, and doesn't want to live on their own. So there's a lot of different nuances to the independent living facility. But ultimately, I house women that have been through domestic violence, human and sex trafficking. I've housing women, not hired. I've housed women, Derrick, that have been through so much trauma.
Yeah.
Mental health diagnoses, and all sorts of stuff. So that is pretty much the aesthetic of an independent living facility.
So guys, in less than 2 minutes of being with us, we just told you that you can get into a housing model where you don't have to own the property.
Yeah.
There is no license required, and you can take people from homeless to hopeful. Already in less than 2 minutes, raise your hand if you feel like, Derrick, tell me more. Like, how can I get into this?
Yeah.
And if that's not the icing on the cake, guess what? For all you people that love God and love people, this is a ministry. So a lot of you all have been spoken into over your life, and you've been told that you're going to have a ministry. And some of y'all thought that it was going to be with a microphone inside of a church building, and you were going to be preaching to people.
Yep.
Well, guess what? Shay and I also have a ministry, and I'm not a bishop. I'm not a pastor. Shay, are you a prophetess?
No.
Are you a preacher?
No.
Are you a teacher?
I'm a teacher. But not a biblical scholar,
right? That we're ministers of the gospel, right? But guys, on the level of like your pastor got a church, he come there every Sunday to preach. That's not Shay and I, but we still have a ministry. Because watch this, y'all. The Bible says, not Derrick, that the poor and needy will always be among us. And it's up to us to take care of the poor, the needy, and the widow. And guys, we're just so happy to be doing it through real estate.
Yeah,
so again, welcome to Forston Consultants. That was our brief intro. We're going to kind of relax and put our back in the chair now.
Do me a favor real quick. I just want you to drop your volume down 1 decibel. So just go down 1. Don't go so low.
Let's actually do a mic check as well. Can you guys hear us okay?
Yeah, I'm just
We
watching.
did a couple different like mic changes and volume stuff. Let us know in the chat if you can hear us okay. And I'm going to try to use my trusty iPad here to see y'all responses. But before we go any further, thank y'all so much for being here, for all of the old timers. But if you're new to us, let us know if you're new to us. Like if you just discovered us, or if you came over from TikTok, because we're also streaming live on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Chatter, and a bunch of other places.
Yeah. And,
so if you're
guess
on
what?
the forum where you can only hear us, come over to YouTube at Forston Consultants.
And guess what I did? Give him some horns, babe. I brought the horns close. Jeez, he don't even realize. Like I was working, y'all. I done gave him some horns. I done gave him all sorts of stuff. He got his dangle dangles and everything else over there. You got something playing. Oh, yeah. I think it was the clap. So I hope y'all were able to hear that.
So if y'all can hear all that, that means all of my toys are also working.
Yeah, just let us know.
Let us know in the chat who's new to us. Anybody new to us, we want to just shout you guys out. Anybody that came over from TikTok, anywhere. If you're completely new to us, we just want to shout you out, and then we're going to get down to business.
Yeah, so let's see. Nothing yet. Give it a second because we got
everybody say normal people.
I see a lot of family.
Right, good stuff.
I see all the fam.
All right, good stuff. Good stuff. So, guys, tonight's topic is, can you guys read that?
From vacancy to value.
Creating impact-driven housing that pays. So I want to give a big shout out to a bunch of you all. I mean, it's a lot of you all that are under my coaching right now, Shay and I's coaching, and you guys are calling us with keys. You're getting your first facility. Some of you guys are getting your first clients. I saw some posting in that people were getting your third and fourth client. I got called this week already. And the day's only Monday. That a lot of you guys are setting up appointments and got meetings with case managers and social workers did this week. How exciting is that you all found me in Shay 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks ago, and now today you're moving in people. You're getting keys to places. Derrick. And you're probably reading something I know already. So that's why I'm going there. And it's so many of you all. So from me, from Shay and my family, I just want to congratulate, because I'm going to get in trouble by starting to call names and all of that. But congratulations to everybody that's moving at the speed of instruction. And you're doing what God has called you to do. And thank you for allowing us
to be a part of the journey.
To be a part of that journey.
Yeah,
thank y'all so much.
We get to be a part of your journey, and that is exciting. I'm looking at the chat. You know, I always peek at the chat before he gets the opportunity to do so. So, Derrick, great news from Pathway to Salvation. We have 2 clients signed, 1 potential, and more on the way. Listen, we cannot make this stuff up. So let's talk about it. How does vacancy to value? Let's talk about this. You went from having a not a vacant space, but a home that is prepared and ready.
Even in the idea of what this was.
I like that too. I like that too. I'm gonna let you dive in there.
One thing I love about this model in this ministry is that it don't take Shay and I to tell most of y'all you need to get into this. God has already told most of y'all. And we believe by this thing that's called procrastination is the arrogant assumption that God will give you more time for something he's already told you to do.
100%.
And with a lot of y'all, especially my newer people, boy, my new coaching clients, you guys are just on fire.
They are.
You guys are not procrastinating.
Derrick, what can we call them? We need to call them fire starters.
And people ask me all the time, Derrick, how long would it take me to get started from the day I meet you? Guys, I'm telling y'all, and I've been saying this for weeks and months and a year now. A lot of my newer people, y'all, are walking off their job or getting started in 3 to 6 months of meeting me. And a lot of these people I'm talking about, they're under 2 months. So answer that question yourself. When we give you this coaching, what will you do with it?
Talking about from vacancy to value. I'm telling you,
as a coach, that's one thing I can't control. What they'll do with the information once I give it to them.
I love this.
On you, Shay.
And this is a great topic for today, the vacancy to value, right? You specified and you stated it. That means even vacancy in the idea or the knowledge of having the understanding of what the independent living facility model is, not having that access to coaching, and now seeing with the implementation of that information. Come on now, we don't see no stagnation, but we see progressive. We see you guys moving forward super quickly. So progression, right? You are taking leaps and bounds in making a change in your community. And I'm looking at some of the other information that Pathway to Salvation has placed. I'm put in the chat, and they said the case managers were absolutely impressed. One worker is moving her client from ILFs he's in already. So, and this is something that we talk about all the time. And this is how quick you can go from vacant.
You know how that happened? They saw it.
They saw the value.
They saw it.
Derrick, they saw the value.
That's one of the things Pathway and I talked about today. She said, Derrick, when these people walk through my place, because I told y'all some people gonna want to see it, y'all.
Absolutely.
We're gonna invite them. Under my coaching, I'm not gonna wait till they say, well, can we come and see it? Man, we're opening in less than 13 days. When would you and your team like to come and see it? That's why you think she want to move her other tenants out of that place into your place?
Let me tell you why.
Shay and I've been living this for a long time. So to hear y'all live it now in less than 2 months of being under our coaching, Lord have mercy.
And you know what's and let me show you something what's going to make it even better. The fact that this place is clean, it's nice. The expectations are going to be set when these residents move in. And now you have that conversation with the case manager. You see this place? The goal is that it stays this
Yeah.
way. So I'm going to need your help to help me enforce the fact that it needs to stay this
Absolutely.
way with your resident. So
That's some
the
good coaching
client.
right there. Hope
So
y'all
the
listening.
minute I call you and say, hey, we're having a problem with cleanliness, I want you to remember how you saw this place when we did a walkthrough. And those are some of the key components. And Derrick, I'm sorry. I dropped the gem. I know this is usually
That's good
one-on-one
stuff.
coaching, but I'm going to share with you, like, these are the things, and this is how you can enforce accountability. You can enforce accountability from the resident standpoint and now the case manager and social worker. Because I guarantee you guys, the case manager is going to spend a lot of time in this at your property, especially if they have a resident and now they feel comfortable in a safe place that they can provide services. You've taken this resident from a vacant spot in life, and you've enforced so much value in this short span of time, even with
Yeah.
the case management teams
Yeah.
that are now ready to uproot clients or their clients from other places. Man, I don't think people get it. I don't
From
think people get it.
vacancy, Can two people write that in the chat? From
Vacancy to value.
to value, because I like how we kind of took that spin on it. Vacancy doesn't only mean just vacant
Empty
in terms
house.
of the bed.
Right. It don't mean that. It does not mean just that.
The salvation guys came to us with no knowledge of this. That's why we're again taking everyday people
Yeah.
that's just got the dream to do better in life and that want to do God's will, but we're also not afraid to say and make a bunch of money doing it. I'm not afraid to say that once
Yeah.
I done put first that I'm doing God's will, I'm helping people make a bunch of money, be respected in my community.
Correct.
All of those go together.
They do. Yeah.
You guys are going to be so respected in your community to where, just like I told y'all, one day you won't even have to open your mouth anymore. I told you guys, give me the best 6 months of your life, right? In terms of marketing and following as what we call moving at the speed of instruction.
Following the instruction, right? The directive.
And a lot of you all that are taking a back seat to this, just read the blueprint. We're given the blueprint. Why do you think our coaching is called the ILF Mastery Blueprint? They're just following it.
Yeah.
And right now, well, watch how this sounds, right? Now, Shay and I are very different. If you give my wife a blueprint, she can actually read it.
I can.
I can't read a construction blueprint to tell you where the wall's going and how far the island should be. But notice that's why we use that, because guess what they're doing? Because under my coaching, the blueprint just means follow what we've already put in place.
Yeah.
And then you start sprinkling on your own ingredients once you follow the core of what we teach.
Yeah.
Because a lot of what they've added, I don't do.
Right.
And
Like
it's for the better. And remember, Shay, at some point, the student should always outdo the teacher.
Come on, Derrick.
These guys got headboards with USB cords in it.
That part.
Like, I haven't done that before. But back to that, because those are just small details. When you follow the coaching, because there's a lot of you all right now thinking about getting the coaching. There's a lot of you all that are on my schedule coming up, Miss Sandra, Miss Rhonda, Miss the Moxley family.
You got a few, yeah.
Stephen and his wife.
Yeah.
A lot of you guys are newer to me. Let this be an example. The proof is already in the pudding. We call it POC.
Proof of concept.
Proof of concept.
Proof of concept.
That's why we're going to South Carolina August the 2nd, because we want to also show you somebody else that we taught this to. Like, that's our new thing. Miss Kimberly, you on there too next. Like,
my bougie beds are selling out of selling point.
Thing now. So we going city to city, and we probably got to go to California now, Shay. And what's exciting, I've never been to California ever.
The closest I've been is Vegas and Arizona.
Vegas,
I've been to Arizona for some conferences. Yeah.
Never been to California.
Yeah.
Now my brother-in-law is from California.
He sure is.
Been. Look like we going now. So what Shay and I are doing, we're going city to city, state to state, and we're throwing these events and we're highlighting people that are doing well under this coaching.
Yeah, and that's the whole purpose.
Katara Johnson and her family, if she's here. Back on you, Shay.
Yeah. So again, Derrick, you've said more than enough. right? The ILF model is exactly that, where we're changing the narrative, right? The housing providers are changing the way the homeless, the displaced, those that have, mental illness, mental health diagnoses and backgrounds that are in shared spaces already, but can truly, they're good in society. They can walk through society. They can live life. But what happens when they're put in deplorable conditions? Don't you think that they regress? Like their mental health status regresses, and now they're more apt to going in and out of Baker Acts. They're more, you see them more likely being hospitalized or placed in different situations because of the living situation, because of the living circumstances. So when we introduce the independent living facility model and we show people how to do it the right way and keep it the right way on an ongoing basis, right? It's not just it looks this way when it starts. It's going to stay that way. You see the impact in the case managers. You see the impact to the social workers, the residents. Everybody is impacted for the good when you do the housing model the right way. So I'm excited for y'all. I'm excited for all of the new ILF owners and operators. Y'all have such a fire that, like, I had a conversation with somebody today and I'm like, y'all have been on fire from the beginning of this year. Yeah. Like since 2025 has lit a huge fire underneath the behinds of ILF owners and operators and those that have wanted to do it. And I'm excited to see you all excel. I'm excited to see you all take charge of your communities, take charge of your counties, your cities, and your state, right? And really make a huge impact on how people are seen and how they live. So, Derrick, I'm excited.
Good stuff, man. It's just super good stuff.
So
and in fact, it's almost hard to move past that, right? But I'm gonna do a little coaching, right? So I had a phone call today, actually, and she actually may be here. And someone, Shay, was thinking that they had to have either a contract or they had to have some kind of special thing to get veterans in their home.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So what I explained was that all of the veterans that I have currently, none of them came from the VA.
Right.
None of them came through a contract. So the young lady that's under my coaching, and she's probably here, she thought, and I said, no, ma'am. I said, every veteran I have today came from a regular hospital or a mental health hospital. Yeah. And I did not have to have a contract to do it. I also said this. And she asked me, well, how did I do that? And like I tell all of y'all, 95% of every contact, every lead that we get comes from social media. And it's usually by our LIFT, L-I-F-T, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Yeah. But watch me be real honest, Shay. I've never gotten a client or
from your
connection
website
from LinkedIn.
Oh, I thought you meant the website.
Yes, and I'll get there. But I still so believe in it because I believe one day somebody's going to see it and cut me $1 million check to continue the great work that I'm doing. And it's going to come from LinkedIn because that's more professional. So the way that we break it down is LinkedIn is that more professional one. Correct. Instagram is that kind of hippie young one, right? Facebook is the old tried and true and everybody's on it. And TikTok is the new wave. And everybody's on it from the 16-year-old to the 116-year-old. So we tell you guys to make sure that you're on social media, just like this family that you keep seeing all of this stuff in the chat and a lot of other people. Guys, they're just following the instruction of what we're telling them. So I think that we're live vicariously through these folks until you get your chance. But always while you're saying that silent prayer, God, as I celebrate these people, you are no respecter of person, and you will do the same for me. Can you bless me and my family to also get in this and do it the right way under the Forston Consultants coaching? And again, just ask God to also allow you to move at the speed of instruction, give you the mind of Christ and an able body. Because in fact, what this family didn't tell you was 4 days ago, right, family? Y'all ran into a little bit of a hiccup.
Yeah.
That made all of us swallow our tongue for a second. But what y'all don't know, or y'all probably know because y'all know me by now, when y'all start texting me with that little hiccup, I instantly went in prayer.
Yeah.
In regular verbal language and in the spirit. Because I said, God, the devil is a liar, that this thing will stop this dream that's in their heart. There's a way around this. And not because I'm so genius
It's
all
just
the
there.
time.
Where there's a will,
It's
there's a way.
because of the experience. And sometimes it's just the automatic download. Because I'll admit, what they went through, we've never seen that. And just as natural to me after I asked a couple questions, I said, hey guys, let's do this and this and this, and you should be good. And they don't know it. I was waiting on them to kind of call me to tell me that it panned out. But I had to ask them because they text me they with all of this stuff. I said, wait.
Yeah.
Before we get to any of that, did we work out that little hiccup and are we good there?
Yeah.
And they told me, yes, sir, we good to go.
Good,
now we can talk about all of this other stuff now.
Yeah.
But in a conversation from asking 3 or 4 questions, I was able to give them direction and keep the train moving. Because again, the devil is a liar.
When you've got everything already established.
Of y'all that's been around us all of this time, how many times have you heard me pray this very quote? God, and let no devil in hell stop it. That means no paperwork, no city official.
No, nothing.
Not the lady at the water company that's acting crazy about turning the lights on because you ain't got a specific. None of that stuff.
Yeah.
And I believe that those prayers go into those situations. So how cool is it also, guys, that you got a coach that don't mind praying?
Right. Yeah.
Lord have mercy. Now, I got a couple coaches on my team that I seek guidance and count. I don't know if they all are, but can you imagine having somebody that's not only coaching you in the thing that you're trying to do, but also that's got a belief in God that'll pray for you and your family?
Yeah.
I think that's pretty cool, Shay.
Yeah.
Back on you.
Yeah. I listen, all I can say is because I agree. I mean, I agree 10 times.
God, man, all of this is baloney.
Yeah.
But with God, this thing is genius.
You know what I love about this too? A lot of times when people, like, it was a hiccup that they encountered, but 9%, I'm going to say 60% of people would have encountered that and would have been quick to say it don't work. I knew something. I knew something. It was too good to be true. But instead of coming back and saying, hey, you know what, coach, this is the problem that I'm having. How do I navigate this problem? Let's get through this. You know, even if we, and we tell y'all all the time, there's going to be instances and there's going to be issues that occur or arise that we may have never seen it before. But I believe wholeheartedly, Derrick, that God always gives us divine wisdom to get through them. Yeah. And it's not even like we're doing it in some fictitious way. We just know that where there's a will, there's a way, because we've done it, right? And so many different facets of the independent living facility model. So again, don't let something like a hiccup or a little stumbling block, and it's not even a brick in the way, right? It's a little pebble that's in the road that's going to cause you to say, you know what, I'm going to just give up. That means you never really had the true intention or the oomph to get through it and see it through. So just be mindful of that. Like, no matter what you do or what you plan on starting, whether it's a business in the housing, doing ILFs, whether it's starting your own food truck, it doesn't matter what it is that you're pursuing to do. Just know that, you know, in the event of an obstacle, if you give up and you fold, you will never succeed. You've got to find the way around it to make it happen. What you say about that?
I love it. Let's take a commercial break, guys, and we'll be right back.
Hey, David, did you know that you can start your own housing program and it doesn't require you for you to own the property and you do not need a license? So how in the world would you do that? I was always told that you had to own the property and that there was always some kind of special license that you had to get from your city to do this. People always told me that there was lots of red tape to jump through. So you mean to tell me these are also not group homes? It's actually simple. They're called independent living facilities, and Forston Consultants actually created it. They hold the trademark for it. So I follow them religiously on Instagram at Forston Consultants as well as Facebook. And every Monday night at 6 p.m., they actually go live on YouTube at Forston Consultants, and I follow them there as well. So you mean to tell me my dream of becoming this housing provider that I've always dreamt of is closer than I realize? And again, you're telling me I don't need a license and I don't have to own the property. Absolutely. You do not have to own the property. You don't have to be a nurse. You don't have to be a CNA, and you can get started as soon as tomorrow. Click the link below for more information.
All right.
All right, we are live. Thank y'all so much for being here. We super appreciate it. You guys got a lot of choices of where you could be, but y'all chose to be here. But we are back, and this is our live broadcast, Don't Wait to Be Great, where we discuss independent living facilities and how you can resign from your job if that's what you wish, or if you just want to get into something in 3 to 6 months that could change your life in the city that you live in.
Yeah.
Miss Shay,
Yanni said, I finally made it. So welcome, Yanni. I'm glad you made it. We're excited to have you. And there's a question, Derrick, and I'm going to put it up. I'll let you tackle this one first.
So, Miss Gladys, good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. We're going to read your question. How do you handle couples? I need advice. We don't really. So our model, and you may be new to us, but we only deal with adults that are single. So I got a video out that I put out, well, my team put it out yesterday, where I talk about we house the everyday person, but the single adult male or the single adult female, not the boyfriend and girlfriend, not the boo thing and the boo, right? Not the married couple, actually. But we do have one lady that's under our coaching right now that she's thinking about doing the elderly couples. Because where we live at, there's a place, and I won't even say the name right now, but there's a place that all they do is call for elderly couples that are married and, have their income joined. So we have a client that we coach is actually thinking about it. But on an everyday, regular basis, we do not house couples. That brings domestic violence, right?
It's a lot of domestic issues.
Gladys, watch this. My rule is that you can't have no boyfriend and girlfriend in my place. So if I allow that and Johnny brings his wife, Sally, Brad and Jose and Raphael gonna want to bring their girlfriend too. He's gonna say, Derrick, you let Mr. Joe bring his wife. So I now have broken my own rules. So literally under this ILF model, Miss Gladys, we don't house couples. It's the individual that's 18 to 118. That's our age limit. Again, from 18 adult to 118. Right. And they must be independent. So we don't provide additional services. That's why it's independent, and that's why you can also scale it very fast. So our clients can cook their own bologna sandwich. They can iron their own clothing. They can put their own oodles and noodles in the microwave.
Might not be oodles and
right? They can provide their own transportation either through the bus system or their cousin, their brother, their mom, or the girl that met at the club 2 weeks ago. But we don't drive people around. And we also don't give out medications. I'm real good, y'all, at knowing that what I'm not. And I'm not a nurse. I'm not an LPN. I'm not a CNA. And the class I took probably 6 years ago to give out meds, that died a long time ago because I had a job back then.
We had to get,
So that's what also makes this model scalable. And I don't want to use the word easy, but more attainable and doable than a traditional group home, ALF, or IDD. Shay, what's your thoughts on that?
I'm going to drop a jam, right? Because I know we talk about what we don't do, but this is a model that I've actually watched and consulted in. Unlike Derrick, I've actually walked a few people through this model. And I'll be very honest and say that it's harder to scale because you're going to have to now, you're not looking at the one individual that you're assessing as you're bringing in. Right. And you're talking about a multitude of other couples. This model will not be sustainable if you have, like Derrick said, the one couple and then everybody else single. That's going to cause issues in the home. I've seen some domestic violence issues spew into the other aspect of the home, and it causes that couple to now run your home. Right. When we assess, and we talk about the assessment in great length in our coaching, and we help you walk through that. When you're assessing someone to bring them into your home, you are really paying attention to the personalities that are already in the home. Right. And now you're not doing an assessment for one person, you're now doing an assessment for a couple. That's two different personalities. You don't know how they live. You don't know how they interact. You don't know if they are, you don't know if the wife is on the verge of leaving this person and becomes a little promiscuous with another resident in the house. And now you've got a whole bunch of issues. So you've got to be if you are going to do couples, you are going to have to lock in that one home for couples. Okay. It's just safer that way. Now you're creating or nurturing a community of older, prayerfully, couples that just need that support, and because their finances aren't right, you're gonna have, like, I would rather coach you on something like this than try to give you information on a YouTube live, because it's a lot more detailed than what it may seem like. And again, if you're not seeing a high influx of calls for couples, then I would say not really, right? Because now you're going to set yourself up to have this couple pretty much just rent your whole space, because you're not going to be able to find a suitable, like a community to put in that home around them or with them without it causing some sort of disturbance. So I would have to coach you, because this is a situation where I have to ask questions. This is a situation where I need to gather more information. I want to know how many times a week are you getting calls for couples. I want to know if either one of them have a background in domestic violence. There's a lot of questions I have. I have a ton of questions for you, and I can't just say how to handle it on this platform. We have to dive a lot deeper into that, and that's a part of my one-on-one.
If I had to coach you from afar, I would say the elderly couples, because I'm not housing the 19-year-old dude and his 22-year-old girlfriend.
Right.
I'm not housing a 32-year-old dude and his 41-year-old girlfriend.
Correct.
That's just not what we do, because again, y'all, and it's only by experience, we try all of this stuff. Now, watch this. Shay and I own regular real estate that we house a mom, dad, and 3 kids. Yeah. Where we house families, Section 8. We do all of that stuff. But in this ILF model, it's for the single adult male or the single adult female from 18 to 118. I jokingly say that if somebody turns 119 in my place, we got to send them somewhere else.
Stop it. Behave yourself.
Right. So I'm super playing about that. But that's just to show you how my range is. Now, watch this. I'm also very honest. The majority of the people that we house and what my community is dictating the need for is the elderly adult and the military veteran. I don't get a lot of calls for the 19, the 22, the 31-year-old. My guys are usually 45 and older, and I'll just be honest, I love the 65 and older. Yeah, I've always had a heart for older people, even from a kid. Just always had a soft spot.
He's a guy. He's got an old soul.
So
Derrick is
an old soul. Older people. I go around them and sit down and have coffee and talk.
Yeah, you went out to lunch.
Ask my grandmother or my grandfather, because they're not living. Now, watch this, y'all. We laugh and we joke and we play and have a great time here. But I just said something that's really serious. Yeah. My grandfather and grandmother are not living. I house people today that are older than my grandfather and grandmother would be. You know how enjoyable that is to ask them questions about things from the 60s, the 50s, and the 40s that I would never get to know? Talking to Miss Anita, one of Shay's clients, because of her age, things I'm able to ask her about how was things when you grew up, because we do this now.
It's pretty cool.
And she's from Maryland.
Maryland.
Not Maryland, but Maryland.
Maryland. Right? It ain't Maryland, it's Maryland.
It's Maryland. So I actually love that. So again, man, if you just found us and you love God, love people, and you've been trying to get into real estate, ding, 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 God bless you, because he just answered your prayer. Yeah. Miss Melody, here we go. Watch this.
How are the clients?
Says, how are the clients paying their rent? Now, Melody, I can tell by that question you knew to us, and I love it. And I'm going to let Shay answer that, because I know why you're asking that. Well, Derrick, if they homeless, if they're poor, Derrick, how in the world they pay you money, Derrick? Shay, answer that from a nonprofit standpoint.
And I love it, because our Ronald and Kathy actually answered it in the chat, but I'm going to answer it. So I've got residents that work. I have residents that have a Social Security disability or a Social Security income. I have a program that works with me that pays me via a check every month, right? They meet me at the house, or I meet the caseworker and she hands over that check. Then we've got family support. I've got people that, their parents, they know that their son or their daughter it's time for them to grow wings, right? And they may not be in a suitable situation mentally or physically to be alone. So what they do is they pay for us to house them. They're able-bodied, they can cook, they can fend for themselves, but they don't quite yet have how to handle bills, how to, do different things on their own. So now what the parents do is they pay for it. They've got other resources, whether it be case management and all those other things that come and divvy around them. But ultimately, that's what we call family support or family income that can help pay for their monthly bed fee. So we've got SSI, SSDI, we've got the working individual, we've got community funded programs, and again, we've got family support. So every avenue we leave open for them to be able to pay us. Okay.
Absolutely. And Miss Melody, how did you find us? We love it when we get new people. Was it TikTok, Instagram, or Facebook? And also, Miss Gladys, let us know. And I'm so glad you all are here, right? Because how we often say it, most of y'all prayed for something just like this. You just never kind of found anybody that would share it. So we're here every Monday and Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Because I promised God over 8 years ago, I said, God, if you let me get into this, I'll go all over the world teaching it, and I'll never take any credit.
Yeah.
So for anybody that doesn't know the beginning story, which I usually take 2 hours to tell it, watch me give it to y'all in 30 seconds.
Go for it.
I used to be a social worker, y'all, making 28 grand a year. And God showed me my dream, which is this, through another person that was doing it the wrong way. I saw a lady housing people in rats and roaches making 41 grand a month. And I'm going to slow that down because somebody going to miss it. 41 grand a month, Miss Gladys. Smith family, can you imagine making $41,000 every 30 days of your life? I saw a lady doing this, y'all, and not because she told me. She took her phone out one day and said, Derrick, I'll never teach you how to do this, bro. But look at what I make doing it. And y'all, that lady showed me 41 grand every month or higher. And when I snuck to her places to go see what the starting point was, because y'all, she kept it real with me. She said, Derrick, I'll never teach you this, dog. And she took her phone and went boop, 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 boop. I'll never forget it, y'all. It was a Chase Bank app. I'll never forget that. And I came home just about in tears, crying to Shay. I said, Shay, this girl just showed me 41 bands a month. And this is after I snuck in her places and saw the rats and the roaches and the beds on the ground, mistreating people. And Miss Gladys and the Smith family, because I knew y'all wasn't going to believe me, I took pictures of it. Later, I took pictures of it because I knew people weren't going to believe me the day I decided to tell this story. So instead of me writing a book, Derrick Tells All, and just spewing my guts about this lady, I got in the game, y'all. I didn't spew her name. I didn't disrespect her. I didn't bash her business. I just said, babe, we got to get in this.
Yeah.
Can 10 of y'all put in the chat right now? You ain't got to call me babe. Look at your wife or whoever you with. Just say, boy, we got to get in this, Derrick.
Babe, we got to get in this.
Thank you, Shay. Can 10 of y'all put in the chat? We got to get in this. Because I saw somebody again. I said, oh, my God, she has no license. She said, Derrick, I don't own these houses.
Yeah.
She said, Derrick, your problem is, boy, you think I own these houses, don't you, boy? I said, yes, ma'am. She said, Derrick, I don't own these places. I said, huh? She said, Derrick, I lease these houses.
Yeah.
In my mind, without knowing nothing, Smith family, I said, game over. Alana M. Smith, I said, game over. If you can get into this by leasing or renting a place, and Smith family, I said, if this girl can make 41 grand a month mistreating people, can you imagine what my life gonna be like when I do this the right way?
Yeah.
Oh my God, somebody gonna miss this. Can 10 of y'all put in the
They're
chat?
already doing it.
We gonna do it the right way.
They're already putting that. I gotta get in this.
Acting like Miss Smith here right now. Miss Smith, can you imagine as I was making 28 grand a year? That young lady, I often say girl, and that's not to be disrespectful, I just slipped. That young lady showed me 41 grand a month.
Yeah.
And the longer you all are around me, you're going to find out we don't talk about money that much. Because we believe money follows ministry and money follows mastery.
Yeah.
And we've mastered the art of housing God's people in a shared living environment
with dignity.
And I don't need a license or the state fire marshal to walk through it or a $30,000 sprinkler system. So essentially, most of y'all have never heard me do this, but watch this. Lord, I thank you for allowing me to see that girl do it. Lord, I thank you for that girl.
Yeah.
Because had it not been for her and her life to show me the wrong way, I would never have the blueprint today of how to do it the right way.
Correct.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah, that's like again, Derrick. Look at
my God,
people.
that's so good.
People don't realize the significance. It
gotta get in this, man.
It's so important.
Shay said, Derrick, you gonna keep talking about it, or we gonna put pen to paper and write the vision.
Yeah,
somewhere in that good book it says, write the vision and make it plain, so that he that readeth it. See, somebody gonna think I'm a pastor today. No, I ain't. I just love God and love people.
What we gonna do though,
Lord, write the vision and make it plain. So when the Smith family reads it, when the Johnson family reads it, when Trey and his wife read it,
yes, sir.
When the Adon family gets it and reads it, then you guys can run with it now. That didn't just mean for me. Derrick, write the vision, because one day I'm gonna put you on a platform, Derrick. And God told me this while I was poor and trying and begging for money. Derrick, just spit it out, because I'm gonna bring you people one day, Derrick, they're gonna need to know how to do this.
Yeah.
Because everybody else hide it from them.
Yeah.
Why do you think I do this for free Monday, Tuesday, and Saturday? I said, God, if you let me get into this, I'll go all over the world sharing it, and I'll never take any credit. So watch me do it right now in case you don't believe me.
Come on, Derrick.
Guys, without God, I'm an absolute nobody. But with God, this housing model can change our life.
It can.
Because it's built on ministry. This is the kind of business you can get in and sleep good at night, because you're not worried about like the wrong you've done. For all my drug dealers and people that do bad stuff, you want to change your life, think about getting into something like this and watch how God honors that. Because this is ministry. Remember, the Bible says, not Derrick, the poor and needy will always be among us. Watch this, y'all.
Wow.
It's some kid right now in the 4th grade.
Derrick,
He disrespecting people. Can't nobody do nothing with him. He don't listen. He gonna go to the 9th grade, the 12th grade. He gonna quit school. He gonna go to jail. He gonna get in trouble. His mind gonna be messed up. And then one day he gonna try to change his life. He gonna need y'all. So again, this is not some trend that just got popular. This will always be. Some kid right now in the 12th grade acting a fool, even though school just got out. He gonna tell his parents he ain't going back. And in 1 year and a half, he gonna need your help.
Yeah.
That's why we ended this, y'all.
Yeah.
The poor, the needy, and the widow, and sometimes the lazy. Some people are lazy through life. They just don't do well, and now they can't afford an apartment because there's no education. They can't buy a home. So some people, y'all, don't want this shared living environment. They have to because of their life choices. And guess what I named my program, if you can read? Second Chance Housing. Because I understood that most people that I'm going to run into, Shay, by the time they meet me, they're probably going to be on their 50th chance. Yeah. But in my mind, today is your second chance. And that's why we created my program. Then I snatched Shay from corporate America, because Shay had a good job, y'all, in corporate America. And I said, babe, I need your help. Here she come along, long story short, and started a nonprofit organization. Shay, what is the difference between you doing this as a nonprofit and me as an LLC?
Nothing. Honestly, the only difference is because I had a bigger picture in mind. Okay. I was wanting to, I saw it from a larger standpoint. I didn't just see it as the ILF model. I saw it as a community. I saw it as a network of other founders of housing programs that could benefit from, let's say, some grants, some type of funding that we can implement within our network of ILFs. So that's kind of where that came from. And I was like, you know what, there's got to be a way to scale this, right? And that's what made me go nonprofit.
Take a look at this, guys, and we'll be right back.
Take a drive down Los Angeles' Skid Row, filled with tents, people, and growing frustration.
If I can get back into another residence, then I won't make the same mistakes I made before.
According to new federal data, a record number of people are now unhoused, more than 653,000, a 12% population increase since last year. Mel Tilakaratna runs a nonprofit that provides free showers to people living on the street.
The system is completely overwhelmed.
Tilakaratna points to a rise in housing costs, the opioid epidemic, mental health issues, and the migrant crisis as factors exacerbating the problem in LA.
We have families, asylum seekers to families in LA who become homeless, and prior where we would be able to send them to a motel or a shelter within a couple of days, now there's absolutely no resources.
These issues are also creating friction in major cities. Back in September, New York Mayor Eric Adams revealed new fears as tens of thousands of asylum seekers flooded the city.
I don't see an ending to this. This issue will destroy New York City.
In Phoenix, the city recently cleared a large encampment located downtown.
It seems that the quote-unquote
one Atlanta city councilman says the city's homeless population seems to have grown and become more aggressive, and he points to what he calls deplorable behavior at the world's busiest airport. Fox 5's Angelique Proctor takes a closer look at the problem and how the city council might handle it.
If you have been in downtown Atlanta near the connector or out at Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport lately, you have likely seen that the homeless problem is growing. One Atlanta City Council person says it's time to address it.
What's going on in the airport is horrible. It is deplorable.
Atlanta City Councilman Michael Julian Bond says the world's busiest airport is dealing with a homeless problem that has gotten out of hand. Bond says business owners and travelers alike are being subjected to unimaginable.
All right, guys. So just wanted to show you just a few snippets, man, of again why we're needed. The Jose and his wife should be on here. You guys were asking on it. Derrick, like, why are we needed?
Yeah.
Like, why do people and why would they want this model? Well, I can tell you're new to us because we talk about this all the time, but some of these people can't afford their own apartment. They can't pass a background check. They don't have the proper credit.
Or 3 times the income.
Or 3 times the income. And I'll admit, guys, in my program, I'm not looking for none of that. I'm just looking for great people that can't afford either of those, but have a guaranteed income either through SSI, SSDI, or he actually get up and go to work every day.
Yeah.
So my guy that get up and go to work at Sonny's Barbecue, Burger King, and McDonald's, we charge them by the way they get paid. Right? So the Swanson family asked that. Well, Derrick, how do you charge them? Well, most of my people, we charge them monthly because that's how they get it.
Correct.
But our people that have jobs, Shay, why do we charge them weekly or bi-weekly like how they get it? Tell them why we do that.
One, it's easier for them. Sometimes people in that, not to belittle anybody, but sometimes people that are making like that minimum wage and stuff like that, they don't have a good concept on money management. So we try to make sure that we make it easier for them so that they don't feel like at the end of the month, if they don't know how to balance their financial dollars appropriately, at the end of the month, 9 times out of 10, they'll be short on your rent. So you want to make sure that you make it easily attainable for them. And that's by breaking that rental payment down based on how they get paid. Just makes it easier, right? And then both parties win. They're not coming out at the end of the month having to throw down $800, but now they've got it split up by the way they get paid, whether it's weekly or monthly.
Good stuff.
I mean, weekly or bi-weekly, sorry. Not monthly.
Again, you don't want the excuse of that. Well, I don't have it. Well, that's because you allowed the guy that gets paid weekly and you charged him monthly. So by the end of the month, he don't have that money. He just got a bunch of excuses, right? So with that being said, guys, guess what? Shay and I got a little bit of a surprise for you all. Now, some of you have heard about it, but let's just let the thing talk for itself. Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm Derrick Forston, Mr. ILF.
And I'm Shay Forston, Mrs. ILF.
And we're super excited because August the 2nd, we're coming to Columbia, South Carolina.
And what are we doing in Columbia, South Carolina, you ask?
Teaching the independent living facility model. And again, this is an event, Shay, that they do not want to miss. So what's the dates one more time?
August 2nd, and we will be in Columbia, South Carolina, and we will be highlighting an independent living facility owner and operator under the Forston Consultants model that is trailblazing in your city. So do not miss it. Stay tuned for more information, and we look forward to seeing you there. August 2nd, Columbia, South Carolina. You got next.
See you there. I think that was pretty good. We are super excited. South Carolina, you guys got next August the 2nd, ladies and gentlemen. You guys have been asking for it, and boy, do we have a treat. So it's going to actually be a 2-day event. We don't want to give too many.
We're not going to give too many details yet, right?
But it will be a 2-day event, August the 2nd. And I'm telling you guys to go ahead and put it on your calendar now.
Yeah.
Our team is putting everything together this week. So we're expecting you guys to be able to register by either
Saturday
or Friday.
Or, preferably Saturday. I think Saturday will be super ready.
That's the ultimate goal. Like if we're not ready by Saturday, somebody on my team going to be in trouble. So I'm telling them Thursday or Friday. But Saturday for sure when we go live at 10 a.m. Eastern. So if you didn't know that, guys, we go live every Monday and Tuesday
at 7 p.m. Eastern.
Every Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern.
Correct. Yeah.
So Saturday for sure, guys, everything's going to be up and running for you guys to register, and seats will be limited. We will not try to pack this thing out because of how it's going to go with day one and especially day two. We don't want a big crowd. So this is something that you're not going to want to wait on. The pricing is going to be stupidly affordable. So it's one of those price ranges of things that you don't even have to think about it. You just get it and go. Right, just like the 3-day challenge was.
Yeah,
right? A lot of you guys didn't even think about it,
and they missed out. And that's why some people missed out. Like some people missed out.
Asking about that challenge. In fact, the TikTok video that I put out on the challenge is still going viral, and it's over. Yeah. So that's pretty cool. But Shay is actually working out something where we're going to do another challenge.
We're going to have to.
I said I wouldn't. Shay is actually going to make me do another one.
I'm making him do it. So listen, y'all just know
in the year. The main focus right now, guys, is the August 2nd event. And again, we'll release more information about that as we go. But what we want to do is take the last probably 8 minutes, and we want to answer some questions. So if you guys have any questions or any concerns about anything that you heard tonight, I've got one more commercial to play and pay some bills, but we want to come back.
He's paying a lot of bills tonight.
From commercial, I want to see 15 questions in the chat because I want to fire rapid all of them. We got 8 minutes and we out of here.
Fire rapid or rapid fire?
How did I say it? Fire rapid fire. I want to answer them real fast. So we're going to go to a quick commercial break. You guys come right back. And also, if you haven't done this, because usually when we come on YouTube, we treat you guys like family and we just kind of jump around and talk. But if you want more of a chronological order, I'm using some big words tonight too.
You are.
Chronological order of what this is, text the phrase more info or the phrase new. I'll admit, if you text the phrase new, you actually get more. So if you text the word new, NEW to 407-326-0086, that will literally give you a mini course that's like 15 videos, and it'll give you our introductory webinar, also the HRA webinar where I teach you guys how to do exactly what we do without needing any property. So if I were you, I would text HRA separately and get it by itself. So text the word new to take advantage of that product that is normally a bunch of money.
So let's tell them how.
But I'm giving you that for free.
Yeah, because they're doing
it.
So
text the word new, and when you text the word new, nothing will happen if you don't click on that link.
And
so
put
by
your information
now, you should have got
in
a link. Now enter your name, email address, phone number, and then bam, instant download. I promise. And the reason I can promise you to it, because it's automated. So if you just follow the instructions, type the word new to 407-326-0086. Bam, you get an instant download. Click that link. Enter your name, email address, phone number. Bam, that course is on me. Enjoy yourself. And you also get our webinar. But if you say, Derrick, I don't have no house. And Derrick, I want to do that referral thing you talked about where I can make money and help people. And Derrick, I don't need a house. Text HRA. That stands for Housing Referral Agent. So just text HRA to that same phone number. Bam. That's a 14-minute webinar that's free. And guess what's cool, y'all? It gives also a free phone call with Shay and I. We call those discovery calls. So we give you 15 minutes. And y'all know me, I run my big mouth for your call. It'll probably go 30 minutes. Right? Because I want to give you the game and make sure when you end that phone call, you got a clear understanding of what this is and how to get into it. That the only thing you got to do after that phone call is make a decision.
Yep.
Whether you want my free coaching Monday, Tuesday, and Saturday, or the one-on-one coaching, the ILF Master Blueprint, or the DIY,
hey Tiffany,
the do-it-yourself version. So again, that answered a lot of questions for a lot of people just right there. Anything else you got, Miss Shay?
So it's not a question.
You got 6 minutes.
You see my face. I got something that I really want to jump on. I'm going to tell this. So Linda, the lady that gave you this information, tell her to go take several seats. Take several. Sit so far at the back of the bus that her behind's hanging off the edge. Okay. I'm sorry. I can't. What irks me the most.
What happened now?
It's excuses, right? People that are not in a space because they sit on a board that they.
Are you referring to this?
Oh yes.
Well,
absolutely.
read it so that people know where you're going with it. So, I was like, what are you talking about?
I get a little.
Let me read it too, because I don't even know.
Because I get a little flustered when people do this. She said, I met a lady who was helping one of my tenants who works for the government and on some, I guess, a committee or board. She advised me to close down my house due to the economy or the war that is in the air. Can I tell you something? People just need.
What people still need in housing?
Thank you, and that's why I said I want her to go tell this lady to mind. People need to learn how to mind their business and leave yours alone, right? 99.9% of times when you see stuff like this is ignorance. It is total and absolute ignorance. What happens, Lord forbid, if things do happen in the economy? Derrick, it makes it harder for people to obtain housing. Let's be realistic.
Yeah, wow.
Like that is foolish to me. And I'm not even gonna go down this road because I'm not even gonna lose brain stems or brain cells on people that are just ignorant. I'm not doing it this year. Ignorance is not bliss. Ignorance is ignorance.
What do we think? That's baloney.
It's foolish. The same thing they said when COVID hit. Ain't nobody gonna do that. Can I tell you something? When it came, we had 15 houses. At any given week, we were opening in any given month, we were opening more than one house. Okay. In a span of a month, we opened up 5 houses because there were so many people that needed housing in that span of time. So this is what I tell people all the time. People see a shift in what their base reality and make it your shift. Don't do that. Don't let somebody else's opinion. Don't let somebody else's opinion of what they think is going to happen cause you to shut down your house. Are you serious?
I would say, why?
Are we serious right now?
Like, what does it have to do with that person still needing shelter?
That is
where they gonna sleep at night.
That is I'm sorry, that is foolish. And that actually aggravated me more than anything. And I'm not gonna let it aggravate me because I don't want y'all to see me get out of character. And I think I already did a little bit.
It was silly.
It's stupid. And I'll be honest, it's very ignorant.
Because my question would also be like, what was she helping them with? Like, what was her role? What was she, a social worker?
Being more ignorant.
Manager? Maybe that's not even worth the conversation. But yeah, I'm kind of curious as to what was she helping them with that led to that comment. But anyway, that's not even worth entertaining.
Right.
Any other questions or concerns while we got, I think, 2 minutes and 13 seconds?
So she's saying now 2 of my tenants told me that they are leaving at the end of the month. Again, fluctuation in housing. I would find out what was the reason
from this lady.
And if it's from this lady, I would go and do some research.
Like, she almost need to be reported.
Exactly.
Like that's not
her job or her place.
There's a term for that. I can't think of it this second, but there's a term for what she's doing, and that, in other words, is giving bad advice. I'm going to give y'all the technical term, but she just gave some real bad advice. If you're telling me that those 2 people are wanting to leave because of what this lady said.
And if she's their case manager or doing something for them in what they, if that's because that she renders a service to these 2 residents, more than likely she's trying to relocate them to somewhere where she's probably getting a kickback. Guarantee you. Follow the money. Always follow the money. People are always going to talk crazy when it benefits them. So just be honest.
Yeah, your clients and house them herself.
That part.
I've seen that too. So
that part.
Yeah. So
anywho, I'm done.
I see a comment that says, Brittany says, I still haven't received my free consult call. No problem. So just really easy. Watch the webinar in either 2 ways. You either accept the automated message that comes to you to book a call, or send a message to my team. Because that's the only way you don't get a call with me if you haven't watched the webinar. So my team is really on that. I have tons of discovery calls a week. So yeah, that's very easy. Simply text the word more info to that phone number. Watch that webinar and bam, that'll put you on a call with me. But I will say this too, right? Now, if it's just general questions, please bring that here, right? So that way we can all learn together. But if it's for coaching or more understanding before you get coaching, that's a call. But by all means, please, if it's just general questions, bring that right here. Like, in fact, I teased the lady today. Not like I was mean to her, but she scheduled a call and she asked me all the stuff that's in the webinar. I was like, what was the reason for this call? The point of the call is for us to go deeper on the call. So try not to ask me things that you can ask here or that I'll shoot on video.
Go deep.
When you call me, you should be asking me the deep, dark, ugly stuff. Like, you shouldn't be asking me surface stuff.
Yeah.
And that's just my opinion, right? Like, I have too many videos for you to call and say, Derrick, do I need a license to do this? No. Derrick, how can I get veterans? Like, don't ask me simple stuff.
Please.
Ask me the deep stuff that people will pay for. I give y'all that on a free call. So make sense, everybody? So yeah, to talk to me is real easy. Watch that webinar, set up that phone call, and boom, let's do it. Oh, and don't forget too, my new rule. Right? If you missed that discovery call, my team is trained not to put you back on that. You got to bring your question to YouTube. Right? So I want you guys to respect my time. I'm going to respect yours because I'm somebody, y'all, I love to give a lot of value. So if you on my calendar, I sit still, I don't go nowhere. So if I block on my schedule and my day to speak to you and you don't show up, like, you can't rebook another call.
Please respect our
Just
time.
bring that to YouTube now and we can learn together.
Yeah, please respect our time.
Unless you
We've
say,
got
Derrick, man, I know I missed my call, bro, but boy, this is about me getting to coaching. That's different. But if it's just general questions, please just bring that to YouTube so everybody can hear it and we all learn together. Okay.
Thank you, TikTok, for the hearts. We appreciate it.
Oh, let me see.
Kimberly said, when me and my brother meet with you, please hype him up. I'm gonna let Ronald jump on this. Can you hype him up? Derrick, listen, can I tell you something? Can you hype up my brother?
Who?
That's Kimberly Randall. She says, when me and my brother meet with you, please hype him up. I think I have him on board. He may need a little extra push.
Oh, okay. Thank you for
Derrick
telling me.
doesn't
now,
need.
Is he here now?
He don't need no hype and hype it. Like, Derrick is hype 24/7. Okay, especially when it comes to deal with this. You ain't gonna get no better hype than him.
He need a little push, is what my sister's saying. Like, Kimberly's got it, but he need to push. That what you saying, sis? And trust me, I specialize in that.
Yeah.
So as long as y'all got the same mindset, not being funny, the same mindset, you guys love God, you love people, and you want to make a change, like, no problem.
Yeah,
right?
Ronald could tell you all about Derrick's hypeness.
Let me see. She said, "No, got you. I did the 3-day."
The 3-day challenge,
and I'm new to everything, so I just wanted to go over everything with you. So, man, if you got that challenge, you got way more than discovery call. In you got 3 days of me getting it. But again, I still gave those people
the free call,
discovery call. So by all means, Brittany Robertson, absolutely, still get a discovery call because even over the 3 days of what you heard, you just need me to put it together. No problem. But I'm also tell you this, right? You probably also need the one-on-one coaching. That 3-day challenge was
package it, because even
that's the same stuff my one-on-one people get. So you're someone that I would encourage, like a bunch of these people did. A lot of people upgraded that night. Remember that last night? And I offered that upgrade. Half of the people on this channel did that.
They all did. Yeah.
The lady that's been bragging all night, from Pathway to Salvation, they upgraded. Why you think she got a house of people already
in it?
That DY is great. That 3-day challenge is great, but there is nothing like being able to call the guy like the way you feel right now that you want to call me and talk to me. Imagine being able to do that Monday through Friday, being on my schedule every 2 weeks, or running into a roadblock like they did where a lot of people will give up, but you call the coach now. Remember, God give the download, I give it to you. Makes sense.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Also, too, with that, if you're somebody like, I think where a lot of people get stuck is the implementation, and that's where having a consultant or a coach is imperative, right? Because sometimes we overthink the processes. A lot of people overthink processes, and that's what causes that hold or that halt in moving forward, right? Analysis paralysis.
And then I got people that overthink stuff. Like I got people that tell me, Derrick, I'm probably overthinking this, but let me ask. No problem. Especially when you're under the coaching. Now, if you overthinking stuff and you ain't got coaching, stagnation, you can just go sit stagnant. Shay got a whole quote and a t-shirt line behind that now. But if you got the coaching, you can second guess stuff. You can get reassured because that's what you're paying for. But if you're not under coaching, that's what get a lot of people stuck. And then the very last question, because I think I'm 4 minutes over, 5 minutes now, because Shay bet me, y'all, that I couldn't end this in 59 minutes. But
I'm staying silent now. It's my fault.
When I had 2 minutes left, she kept going.
Because I was angry. Somebody always does something that causes me to go over.
Linda put in the chat.
See, Linda?
And see, I would address that in 13 seconds and being done with it. But see, that itch.
I got in my feelings.
Sometimes things are itch your skin, and you just gotta, So, very last question, we're gonna get you guys out of here, right? Because normally, not Gladys and all my new people, we used to and normally go for 2 and 3 hours. We've been trying to get better with respecting y'all time. And also with what we got going on, it's just to kind of lower it. But we love this so much, as y'all can probably tell. It's hard to end these. So watch this, Gladys. Gladys says, do you mix men and women or only single sex? I don't. So I house the men. My wife houses the women.
Yeah.
We don't mix them. And even before I pulled Shay from corporate America, I had women's housing. I had men's housing. When I yanked Shay, I love to say that word, from corporate America, Shay said, well, babe, what am I going to do? I said, congratulations. You just inherited these women. And she developed, not me, God and her, developed the Angela Denise Foundation, which is a nonprofit organization that serves women.
Yeah.
So I today actually don't deal with the women at all, other than going to church with them, taking pictures and driving them home. Because Shay, because she's so nice, sends a driver every Sunday to pick her women up to go to church.
I do.
Because she's on the praise team, sometimes she's got to stay after and she can't drive them home.
Yeah.
So sometimes that's me, or sometimes we'll send the driver also to pick them up to go back home.
But Derrick likes sitting in the car with them because Derrick likes to be the driver.
I talked about earlier too.
Yeah, he loves because he gets to understand where they came from. Yeah,
older than my grandmother was. Now, for y'all that got y'all grandmothers, you don't know what I'm talking about. I don't have my grandmother. In fact, my grandmother passed away at a very early age, if quite truth be told. Now, when I was a little kid, I thought that was an old lady. As I got older, my grandmother died, I think in her 50s, y'all. That was young.
Yeah.
I don't think she made it to 60, if I can remember.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm talking about. How cool is it that God has put these elderly women in my life that I'm also housing? They need us, but I also love the conversation, and so do they.
Yeah.
So I drive home real slow. Ain't no rush.
They have great conversation.
I go by Popeyes and pick up a 2-piece white.
Yeah.
Because it just came out of church. But see how y'all got me going on the pig trail again? I'm sorry, Gladys. Back to that point. See, Gladys, I got an example for everything you ask because I've been in this so long. Watch this, y'all. My brother, God bless his soul, who passed away about a year and some change ago, my brother loved this model.
And he made it look good. He made it look good. He made it look easy.
And he said it brought balance.
It does. Yeah, he said it brought balance.
Listen to that. Can two of y'all type in the chat? Derrick's brother thought that co-ed housing brought balance. And Shay said that what you said again. He made it look good.
He made it look good and he made it look easy.
He was good at it.
Yeah.
Now, I think co-ed brings a party. So I ain't mixing women and guys together. But if I do, I always say this, they'll be older in their 60s.
We show you, like we've actually got we have some clients that do co-ed. And we do coach them because we learned from Otis. Like we watched Otis's process, right? And because we were just like, nah, bro, that's crazy.
That fried bird, Tiffany?
But yeah, so we do.
Hey, I didn't say this, but Mom Forston downstairs,
and she got it smelling real good
because I can smell that fried bird, Tiffany. So don't get it twisted. We are ending early because we said that was our new goal. But my mom in town, y'all.
Mom makes it real easy to leave early.
She ironing and putting up clothes. She doing laundry. She cleaning up. She down there cooking. So that's a big part.
And we
of
told her just come relax. Like, mom, relax is not in Mom Forston's vocabulary. But we honestly, I'm excited. We had you know what? Y'all are lucky because today we had intermittent issues all day with our internet.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, it literally before we even started, we had bad signal. So again, y'all are blessed of y'all. So I had to literally reschedule everybody on my calendar today because of our internet issues, and they just came back up. So
also, guys, don't forget what Ronald Jackson put in the chat too, right? A lot of you guys buy our DIY. You guys love it. Y'all brag on it. But look at what he said, because that's what 80% of y'all do. He said the DIY is nice, but the upgrade allows us to call, text whenever we have a question. You will run into things you didn't know, and that I'm going to add that you didn't see in my YouTube video. I can't coach you everything in a 1 hour session on YouTube.
No.
This is 9 years of experience in this big head.
Yeah.
And even my 3-hour rooms don't cover it, because an hour and a half of that is encouraging y'all. He put, we can't afford to wait until the live to get a question answered.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's why I was telling my other sister, like, that 3-day challenge was awesome. I got probably 6 people right now that started and up and running just from the 3-day challenge.
Yeah.
And they've never talked to me outside of that. But I also got a bunch of people that upgraded and said, Derrick, I want to be able to call you every day, bro, because this challenge was great. But Derrick, I want to be able to talk to you, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be able to call you when I run into a bind that you didn't talk about in that challenge.
Yeah.
Because I also can't put 9 years in that challenge. But I'm so proud of the people that are getting started from the DIY and the challenge. That's a testament to God's goodness and the material that we're giving y'all.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you all that get started without ever talking to me. Meaning 3-day challenge or DIY.
Mm-hmm.
In 3-day challenge, y'all did talk to me. My DIY people don't talk to me at all unless they upgrade to that one-on-one thing that's like $47 a month.
Yeah.
And that's to be in a private Telegram group where we'll allow you to ask questions Monday through Friday. And then we meet once a month that we call Family Talk.
Mm-hmm.
So again, man, without belaboring the point, my name is Derrick Forston. I approve this entire message. I pray God's speed on your life, the health of your body, and the mind of Christ. Because it's hard to do God's will sometime without the mind of Christ in an able body. So I pray over all of y'all tonight that y'all have great health and a great frame of mind, because a lot of this business, y'all, is about mindset.
Yeah.
Some of us got to change our mindset to get into this. Because again, if you give God and I the next 6 months of your life, we can guarantee you that we'll change it. And if we real smart, we give him all the credit. We don't take none of it. In fact, let's just do it now. In your living room, just say, God, I thank you, man. I ain't got started yet, but God, I thank you in advance for what you're getting ready to do through this Forston family and through mine. And God, today, can you remove every knucklehead from my life? Everybody that's not supposed to be a part of this journey and my life, God, remove those people, but bring about all of the right people that you want in my life to bring this thing to pass.
Yeah.
Because God is not going to come down from heaven, y'all, to hold none of y'all hand. He going to merge you with man. God partners with man in partnership. How cool is it to have God as a partner? Now, the Bible calls it covenant. I'm going to just put it in layman terms. I'm in partnership with God today. Me and God are business partners. We're in covenant. Lord have mercy. What a business partner. Now unto him that is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all we can ever ask or think, according to God's power that worketh in us. Shay, bless the people, man, and we're going to go.
Have a great night. We love y'all. And don't forget, August 2nd, Columbia, South Carolina. You got next. Have a good night, guys. God bless.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm Derrick Forston, Mr. ILF.
And I'm Shay Forston, Mrs. ILF.
And we're super excited because August the 2nd, we're coming to Columbia, South Carolina.
And what are we doing in Columbia, South Carolina,
you ask? We're teaching the independent living facility model. And again, this is an event, Shay, that they do not want to miss. So what's the
Yeah.
dates one more time?
August 2nd, and we will be in Columbia, South Carolina, and we will be highlighting an independent living facility owner and operator under the Forston Consultants model that is trailblazing in your city. So do not miss it. Stay tuned for more information, and we look forward to seeing you there. August 2nd, Columbia, South Carolina. You got next.
See you there. I think that was pretty good.